What is up, FA Nation? This is Kevin Tompkins here with another iteration of Target Report Bullet Points. That's right, we are already 1/6 of the way through the NFL season, heading into week 4 here. We have the most actionable information for you to take to your fantasy football leagues, and I'm excited to bring it to you today. Of course, the Target Report you can find every Thursday on fantasyalarm.com. We will put a link to the Target Report right down here in the description of this video. If you like what we're doing here, please consider subscribing and liking the video. We certainly appreciate every single ounce of support that we have here for everything that we do here on Fantasy Alarm on our YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get right into the Target Report here for week 4, the bullet points that you need to crush your fantasy football leagues. So unless you've been living under a rock, the Miami Dolphins put up 70 points in week 3 on the Denver Broncos and essentially did anything they wanted to do on the field. Mike McDaniel has the fastest collection of weapons in the NFL, one of them being Devon Achane. Achane put up 203 rushing yards, 30 receiving yards, and 4 total touchdowns. What? His backfield mate, Raheem Mostert, also put up 4 total touchdowns on the day. So our job here is to dissect what this means going forward for Achane for fantasy purposes. And now, looking at this in kind of black and white, it's probably the wrong way to look at it. A lot of shades of gray here. I'm not thinking this entire backfield as what specific role each player will have, as it's pretty evident that Mike McDaniel, head coach, is going to utilize the speed and explosiveness of Achane and scheme touches and opportunities for him each week. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. To quote Ben Gretsch, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube here. Achane is going to be a factor in fantasy. Now, we know he's not going to put up 200 yards and 4 touchdowns every week, but we know the upside here because we just saw it. Raheem Mostert has been the workhorse so far this season. Jeff Wilson is coming back in week 5. Not worried about Salvin Ahmed in the slightest here. I think he's been just blown past by Achane. Normally, I'd be worried about a pie being split multiple ways, especially for a backfield. This isn't any run-of-the-mill offense we're talking about. We're talking about an offense in Miami. Nobody has as much upside as the Dolphins offense. You want multiple pieces of the most explosive offense in football. If you have fab left, go nuts on Achane. Moving over to the Detroit Lions, Sam LaPorta is awesome. I don't know if you guys got that memo, but back in my day, people told us that rookie tight ends didn't produce in the first year because almost every tight end not named Evan Ingram was not very good. Well, LaPorta is good, has the talent, plus the opportunity to take advantage of it here, and he certainly has. 8 catches for 84 yards on 11 targets, plus a touchdown in week 3. LaPorta is averaging 14.2 fantasy points per game, has the second highest target share among tight ends at 22.7%, has the highest yards per route run of any tight end with 10-plus targets at 2.19, the 5th highest targets per route run at 26%. Is there anything he can't do? LaPorta deserves to be in the same breath with the elites at the tight end position. And for me, rest of the season, it goes Kelsey, Andrews, Hawkinson, Waller, LaPorta. That's your top 5. He's a top 5 guy for me going forward. He's a must start. Lock him in. Now going to a next man or next men type of setup here with Mike Williams going down with an ACL tear for the Chargers. That'll sit him down for the rest of 2023. Our kind of scenario revolves around Josh Palmer or Quentin Johnston, or both. Josh Palmer has ran routes on 68% of Justin Herbert's dropbacks this season, and before his week 3, Palmer had a grand total of 3 targets and 2 receptions for 11 yards. Once Williams left, Palmer ran 100% routes, and Chargers used a lot more 12 personnel with Donald Parham getting on the field more, which is certainly suboptimal if you do have shares of Johnston and you wanted to see him get on the field right away. Palmer will get the immediate route spike in this Chargers offense as more of the short to intermediate route player. Johnston has only run a route on 28% of Herbert's dropbacks this season, but has the best chance of filling the Mike Williams role eventually in this Chargers offense as a deeper average depth of target and boundary type wide receiver. But right now, if you're wondering if his routes will jump up and get on the field for fantasy purposes, well, to answer that, I'll quote Axl Rose. All we need is just a little patience. Palmer will have the immediate target earning role in Los Angeles, and both Palmer and Johnston should be added in waivers if they are available. The Chargers are top 10 in 3 wide receiver set usage at 59% in the season. So with the passing volume definitely there's room for both Palmer and Johnston in the target tree for the Chargers. Just don't be surprised if it's more Palmer in the short term and Johnston getting the route spike and being the long-term Chargers wide receiver play later on in the season.